Alright, one last video for a while before I go off and play video games for the rest of the night. Let me explain this. When you have children, whatever your plans in life are going to go down the toilet. You're going to cancel all plans, and all plans now are for the child's survival. Because now you got to figure out how you're going to make enough money, what kind of job you're going to have, how you're going to have time for your child, how you're going to feed the child, how you're going to do your custody arrangement, who you're going to battle in court today. You have a full plate. So, shocker that single men that do not have children do not want to deal with all of this.
I always get a kick when the males use single mom as an insult, because what do you mean? You mean how I am supporting two?
No, the funny part is these women hurl insults at men all the time, and now they're mad that men are hurling single mom back at them to try to get under their skin. Apparently it has worked because they clearly have gotten under your skin if it's bothering you that much.
2 kids, a dog, and myself on 1 income? In this economy? You mean how I still look like this after having 2 children? You mean how I stay on top of everything? I work a full-time job, I have 2 side businesses, I maintain a home.
Since we're on the part with qualifications, my old qualifications: United States Army veteran, college graduate with an associate's degree in pipe fitting technology, certified and degreed pipe fitter, former correction sergeant, and I hold 2 black belts in 2 styles simultaneously: Kuki-Wan, ITA Taekwondo, and a blue belt in karate. And when I was in college, when I did pipe fitting, I did trigonometry, geometry, blueprint reading. I am all these things all at once, and I'm only 44. I had all of these things by the time I turned 39. I achieved all of that before the age of 40. I am now 44, married, no kids. Ladies, you're gonna learn here. You can't compare with me.
I cook most of our meals. Our fridge is always stocked. Our bills are always paid. I always get the girls to their activities. I'm very involved with their school. I maintain my fitness and health. I get enough sleep. I have time for my friends. I have time to travel with my kids. And I have time to read. Because, I don't know about you, but I am the hottest, healthiest, and wealthiest I've ever been without a man. So really, that's an insult to you.
I don't think it is, but let's get into this one. I'm not going to act like all single mothers are single mothers inherently because it is their fault and that they did something wrong. But what I will say is the vast majority of why when people say, oh, you're a single mother and it's kind of a bad thing is because of the underlying things that come with it. For a girl who just made a video where she was talking about how guys are totally not a good investment and this or that, you did clearly have a guy at one point that you thought was a good enough investment to bear a child with. And you've talked about it publicly on your channel about how your previous ex or your previous husband, is going through battles with CPS. You're going through court battles to make sure that you get full custody. I'm going to take a wild guess and assume this guy's not a good guy. So when you come on making videos talking about how men are not the greatest investments, but then the men that you're picking are clearly not quality guys, I mean, that's really on you. And the main issue here is that you centered your whole personality around the fact that you're a single mother, and then in your own video, you're discussing about how you're doing things like you're taking your kids to school, you're getting them food, you're keeping up on your fitness, you're doing all of these things, and you're a single mother, and you want like a congratulations for that. Obviously, those are things that you agree to when you become an adult and when you choose to be a parent. I'm not going to give you a round of applause for the fact that you take your kid to school, for that you're in shape, the fact that you pay your utilities on time, the fact that you maintain a home, the fact that you home cook meals. Like, these are things that obviously most adults should be doing. The fact that you do them doesn't deserve a round of applause. The point that I'm going to get to, a lot of girls treat themselves like children. They want congratulations for things that are normal activities for responsible adults. These are things that obviously you should be able to do if you're deciding to bear a child and be an adult. Why most men have these issues when girls center their whole personality like this girl does around being a single mother is because you guys make yourself seem like children yourself. You'll never see a guy coming on here bragging about being a single father and then all of the little responsibilities that he does. Like, I take my kid to school, I feed them, I have a good job. Because you know why? Because you sound stupid. Because a guy...
I'm going to say this. These women have screwing themselves getting on TikTok talking about this, because if you're receiving food stamps, you're on welfare, and you accidentally reveal something about yourself. They had a girl that got cut off from food stamps the other day. Um, they did an investigation into her TikTok. Food stamps gone. If you are relying upon the government for any kind of resources, I would not put that business on TikTok. You see, the difference between me and you, average folks, my money, I earn my money, guaranteed to me for the rest of my life. I'm 100% disabled, PNT disabled veteran on maximum Social Security disability. Social Security disability is disability insurance for being disabled. I was disabled at work. So when they found me to be disabled, they found me to be disabled 100% by the VA and 100% by the Social Security Administration. And Social Security Administration is zero or is either nothing or the full amount. It's no in between. So two agencies declared me disabled. The money is my property for the rest of my life. That's the difference between me and you folks that want to live off of welfare and have all these kids to have welfare. The money that's paid into my bank account is actually mine. Whereas you're taking and using government money to fund your life. That is a very two different clear distinctions here. I'm using my money. You're using government money. Your government money can be taken away at any time. My personal money, which I earned from my service in Saudi Arabia and Iraq, cannot be taken because I am found to be permanent and totally disabled. There's a big difference between what I'm doing and what you are doing. Understand that.
Guy is taught that he's not supposed to rely on anybody. So a guy coming on here bragging about how he's doing things that are obvious responsibilities of the choices that you decided is not something to be applauded. And you can tell this woman is very insecure about the fact that she's a single mother, despite her, making several videos, making it seem like that she actually thinks it's a superpower. She discusses this so many times on her channel. It's very obvious that she does have some level of insecurity about this. Otherwise, she wouldn't bring it up so much. Like, think of it this way. If I made a bunch of videos talking about how
woman is bringing it up this much is because the men are telling her about it. The men that she wants, she's rejecting the men that she don't want, right? There are men out there that want her that clearly don't have options. So she's feeling good about herself. Oh, hell no, I don't want this guy. This guy is a bum, da 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 da, right? But no, the man that she truly wants, the guys that, like myself, that are completely stable, can provide any and everything. I'm a married man, so trust when I say I did things correctly. That can provide stability and all that stuff. I bet you she would love to have that. But men like us are not easy to get. I'm telling you right now. You ladies are so used to these men simping and throwing themselves at you and oh my God, let me treat her like a goddess and all this crazy stuff. They're so used to that crap. They don't think about the roles are going to reverse when they try to get a man that has completely made it in life. They're going to be the ones begging because we're the ones that can provide any and everything that you want. And we don't just give that to anybody. So the roles are going to flip and you're going to be on the receiving end of what you dish out. I hope you enjoy that.
Being 5'8", it's actually quite the superpower. A lot of people say it's a negative, but it's actually quite helpful. That was 90% of the videos I make. It'd be very obvious that I'm just trying to cope with an obvious insecurity that I have. It's just the ultimate coping mechanism. Like, the whole comment section is a bunch of women who obviously made some type of regretful mistake that they did in the past, talking about how being a single mom is actually a superpower. Being a single mother or a single father is just a job title that you have given yourself and the responsibility to yourself. Sitting there talking about how your mom who chose to be a mother, your father who chose to be a father did this or that, like they didn't agree to that when they chose to have a child, is ridiculous. guys are adults, stop patting each other on the back for doing things that are the responsibility of what you chose to do. Just because you know other families who do things that are irresponsible and are actually bad for the child and you don't do those doesn't make you a good parent. It makes you a normal parent. It makes the parents who are not doing those things, even if they're a single mother or single father, bad parents. That is why my belief is you shouldn't have children until you're financially and mentally prepared. Because every time I see a girl who's come on this app talking somewhat negatively about men and men who are net negative, there's somewhere down the line that they chose a man who somewhat screwed them over, and now they can't fathom that that was their mistake, and now they have to live with that. The issue here is not necessarily that guys have this inherent issue with girls who are single mothers. It just shows a lack of accountability that these girls will come on this app, like she did in her previous video, talking about how there's no good investments for most men, but they're clearly picking bad men. So obviously, yes, you become a little bit more of a liability for a guy who is not the father of the child to have to take on the responsibility of.
I want to interject this. These women are choosing men that are based on popularity. Popularity and 100% looks and nothing else. That's what they're choosing these men based on. And the man has no substance. He might look good. He might be popular, but popular is not always the right thing. So, when I was growing up, I chose to do the right thing. And I'm going to use my personal life in this because this is a perfect example, perfect time to use this. I have a sister that was trying to be Miss Popularity back in the day. She ended up going to a different high school that I graduated from because her goal was to fit in with all these people. She don't have them friends no more. I'm going to point out, I'm married. She's not. So Miss Popularity got a little taste of her medicine decades later. Where are all these people at now? Oh, nowhere to be found. Right. And I stuck to my beliefs and said, you know what? I don't care what these people say about me. I am going to continue to do the right thing no matter what. No matter what they say, what jokes they make, I'm going to continue to do the right thing no matter what. I continued to do the right thing. I grew up, earned my life, have a beautiful wife, any and everything that a person could possibly want. I have earned it. I don't need anything else. I don't even need to be rich. I'm at $62,400 a year tax-free for the rest of my life. And that's all I need. I don't need to be wealthy. I have already earned everything I've ever wanted in my entire life. So that's a lot better than what some of these people. There are a lot of people that can't say that. Okay? You know what my passion is? Martial arts and video games. Martial arts can get expensive from time to time. Video games can too. But any reasonable person with a reasonable income can achieve both. Because in the grand scheme of things, doing martial arts and video games is not some crazy expensive hobby to the point where it's unachievable. So I'm doing what I love to do. I love to do video games and I love to do martial arts. And I got the woman of my dreams. On top of that, I am happy. I don't need nothing else. So I strongly suggest that you ladies find something that makes you happy and stick with that. Because once you find that thing that gives you happiness and a fulfilling life, you're not going to need no more money. You're not going to need a 6-figure plus man or some man that makes $1 million a year. You're not going to need any of that because you're doing what makes you happy. Now you achieved the thing that you wanted to achieve in life, and you don't have to be rich to do it. You got people that have a lot more money than I do, and they're miserable because 1, they don't know what to do with that kind of money. 2, they have no hobbies that fulfill them at all. They just have money just to fucking have money, and they're fucking wasting it on crazy shit. They're fucking just miserable. So they have no direction, no purpose, and they just have money just because. That's not a way to live. So you have to have some kind of direction, purpose in life, and this is my ultimate goal here in the next decade. And along the way, you're going to meet your partner that you're eventually going to get married to, and you're going to elevate your partner to your lifestyle. And I am providing for three people. I'm at 62,400 a year. That's all I am make. That's all I'm going to be capped at. And I support myself, my wife's daughter, and the grandbaby. That's 7 years old in the other house. I pay for two homes. So the wife's daughter and the grandbaby lives in the other house that belongs to my wife. My wife came with a house. She's the homeowner. I'm the apartment renter. This is my luxury apartment in the suburbs. So I kept my place because I need to have my own space with my own electronics. I can't use my sound system when I have a 7 year old and the daughter living in the same house. So I pay extra money to have my space so I can enjoy my video games and enjoy my TV in peace. And my wife goes back and forth between both houses. That's how this works. So I know this video is long, but I had a lot to say about this. So when you achieve the thing that you want to achieve in life, you get everything that you ever wanted and desired since you were a child, which I did. When I was a kid, I had two things on my mind: video games, and I wanted to do martial arts, and I wanted to be a United States Army soldier. And I got that wish. I got injured in Iraq, hence the disability pay. Then I achieved the goal of having the video games, and then I got the two black belts and two styles and a blue belt in karate. And all the other things that happened in the middle of all of that was extra, but I achieved my ultimate goals. I had three ultimate goals: being in the army, video games, and martial arts. Those were the three biggest goals I had. I have it all. So I don't need a thing else. My ultimate goal now is to make master of Taekwondo in a decade. That's the next evolution of this plan. And I don't have to earn any money. I don't work anymore. So this is just a thing that is just something that I wanted to do for myself to keep myself in shape. I could sit here, cancel the martial arts, and sit here and play video games 24/7 if I wanted to. But it'll have a negative impact upon my body. I have post-traumatic stress disorder. So it helps me keep the PTSD in check. It helps me keep my body in shape. And it gives me something to do besides play video games. So when I take a break from video games, I go train, or I train myself right here in the dining room, which I'm about to do. I have my tournament this week. I have one class and a tournament this week. And the rest of the month I'm going to take off. But I'm not taking off to play video games. I'm taking off to train myself in Taekwondo right here in my dining room. I have some things that I have to accomplish, and my dining room and putting the master on the TV and working with the footage that the master filmed for us in the dining room for the rest of the month is going to count as my training for the rest of the month. This is what I do with my life. But you need to find something to do instead of complaining, ladies, about men that did nothing to you. I am out of here. Until they do that, these women will never be happy in life.